So with the New Game Plus update being out, I needed a reason to play Spider-Man 2. And I didn't just want to swing around the city a little bit and put the game down for a few more weeks. I needed a challenge, and a reason to play the game for more than 10 minutes. So with the fact that I could now play through the whole game again with my upgrades, I was thinking, could I play the game without web swinging, but just using the web wings? Since I do believe they are overpowered. So without any more delay, let's just get into it and see if it's possible. Now we already know the story, as I will skip through most of it. 2 years ago, Harry gets some strange black goo from his father. Miles is having trouble with his essay. Peter is a teacher for some reason. I don't know if he's a full-time teacher, but either way, it's a strange choice when you are Spider-Man. And from there, this is when we begin the game, where we find Sandman, find Kraven's kink, Harry's okay, we have Lee, Miles, and Mysterio. Harry has the Venom symbiote, then Peter gets the Venom symbiote, we fight a lizard, Peter goes crazy, Venom takes over the world and kills Kraven, and that is basically the game. So yeah, you already know the start of the game. Just like every other Spider-Man game, we have a initial boss fight type thing going on. And this time it's Sandman, which is arguably one of, maybe if not the best boss fight that we have in the game. I would say maybe it's in second place, and for an intro boss fight, that is pretty crazy. But I can only wingsuit my way onto the fight. I cannot use my web wings. But here, unfortunately, I decided to press R2 by accident, and Sandman sent me a quick reminder that I am doing a challenge. So thank you very much, sir. I will note that in my head and try not to make the same mistake next time. But yeah, as we continue to get to the boss fights, smash a piece of the building with my face. Sandman throws us into a building, and we have to save the people inside. And oh, this is another thing. And you saw nothing. I did not use the web swing again. So yeah, when I'm carrying civilians, I'm gonna have to be running. So that's gonna be fun. I will be able to use the web zips and other things. But yeah, after saving this guy, Peter dies because he's been nerfed heavily in this game. So now we have to take over as Miles, but Miles also gets tossed by Sandman so far away. But because of the power of the PS5, he luckily doesn't need to go through a loading screen, and he can get himself right into the fight. And then after Miles revives Peter, they use a Kamehameha wave to defeat Sandman once and for all. Now we cut to Kraven killing some guy because he failed to kill him, since Kraven for some reason wants a successor that can actually kill him. Very strange choice, but because of that, he wants to look in New York for a potential prey. Now, granted, he never even actually got to kill Sandman, so he would obviously lose, and I don't know why. Just go against the Hulk. It's an easy lose, I mean, if he wants to lose. But anyways, cut to Peter doing a useless jump on to a railing, and instead of going back to his class to tend to his students, he decides to do some useless mini games and to help out clean up the mess. He could have just left it for Miles. Now we beat up some guys, save J. Jonah Jameson with this beautiful Miles posed out. We're gonna see somebody imitate the same thing at some point in the game. But yeah, that's the second person we have to carry, and you guessed it, we're gonna just run our way to the destination instead of web swinging. So as we arrive, J. Jonah Jameson. So when we arrive, J. Jonah Jameson takes the time to thank us for our beautiful heroism, and because Peter was being a goof, he gets fired from being a teacher. And now, I guess he has more free time to be Spider-Man, to just explore around the city and then ride his bike as well. But on to the next mission. After it's been prompted, we find out that Harry is okay. And we're just going to skip that part because it involves no such web swinging or anything. And we're just going to cut to Miles after you know what happened in that mission. It's useless. But we get presented into the first tutorial of using the web wings. And that's basically the time when I found out that, yeah, the web wings are definitely going to be very overpowered in this game. That's the thing that Insomniac worked on the most, it seems, as the new traversal mechanic, and they really wanted us to see how good it is. But yeah, maybe the next game is going to be a Superman game. As we cut to the next mission, where Miles sees Lee and gets excited, but Peter has to calm him down, and Miles says he's fine, but he's not really fine. So let's just skip this mission as we just beat up a bunch of guys. But after that, Miles meets up with Uncle Aaron as he tells him to forget about the past, move forward in the future. And Miles forgets that this is a no swinging challenge, but that's okay. Now cut to the next mission where Miles gets to a school fair, and as per usual, instead of participating in anything with his friends for too long, he gets distracted because somebody is missing, and he'd rather be Spider-Man than be at school. So yeah, that's the lady we are saving now, and you guessed it, the third person that we are going to have to run with to our destination. Luckily I can use the web zip, and the school is not too far away, so it's not that big of a deal. So when we are back, now we get crowned as the hero of Brooklyn Visions or something like that. And I don't really understand. I mean, I'm Spider-Man, the hero of New York. It's all of New York, not just you guys. Anyways, back to Peter. So, yeah, we're going to the next mission. And I'm not sure what mission that is, actually. No, I'm kidding. It's when there is the Emily May Foundation thingamajig. We're just going to skip through that because we don't need to care about that. There's no such thing about using the web wings. But the next mission does. So that's when Peter finds out more about the hunters. So we go to investigate, fight some bad guys, and then get into our chase scene. And that chase scene, doing that with the web wings was pretty easy. Granted, I did make some few mistakes by accidentally pressing the circle button to dodge. And I didn't do it well, but hey. While using the web zip and the spider dash ability, it allowed me to maintain some momentum. Now, I wonder if it would be possible to do this without any of those abilities, but that's for another day. So yeah, as we arrive here, we defeat some more bad guys and get taken up and high in the sky by one of these robots. I don't even know where it was trying to go. Does it have a mind of its own? Is it trying to kill us by sending us in space? Who knows? Anyway, we use the web wings to get to the next mission at an abandoned Chinese building thing. But yeah, we gotta beat up some more bad guys, sometimes a bit stealthily, sometimes with more action, and we find out that Kraven actually killed Scorpion and killed some other villains off screen, which is great to know. And we also find out that he was on his way to kill Black Cat, so we send Miles instead of Peter going himself, which makes no sense, to go help Black Cat. Obviously, we said Miles because Miles needs more screen time. So that is the second chase scene that I really wanted to test out with just using the web wings, because I was like, this chase scene is too web wing push. Like, I was using the web swinging at first, but now that I see it, you can totally do this chase scene with just the web wings. Now granted, you have to use the web zip on some areas and maybe the spider dash ability to maintain speed, but maybe if you time it right on everything and you're really professional about this, you can probably just do it with just the web wings and nothing else. But yeah, so as we see, I was able to complete it, no problem. And yeah, we catch up to Black Cat, beat up some bad guys, and then at the end we say bye Felicia by sending her to Paris to go help a friend. And after that we meet Mysterio, who sends us aside to be a DJ inside of his club. Everything then breaks, and we just have to web wing our way out of that. Not web swing. I did not web swing at one point. So cut to back to Peter, where Harry meets his future girlfriend. We find out Harry's actually Venom. Peter decides to leave him on top of a roof because he's scared. And then he wants to go to the Emily May Foundation to, contemplate a little bit. But Harry's here trying out his new powers. So, yeah, that is basically that. Going back to Miles, we get the most stupid piece of dialogue I found in this game.
Did you make it to Paris in time?
Yeah, I did.
That made absolutely no sense, but whatever. Now, once again, back to Peter, trying to free Tombstone, who was captured back at the Coney Island. Is that where it is? Well, whatever. Harry comes in, swinging in with his Venom suit, and he helps us fight the bad guys. And he's already skilled at fighting. And then he does the Miles pose that happened at the beginning of the game. But yeah, we free Tombstone. And then go back to Miles to do another mission. This time it's the stupid museum mission, where we found out that this white dude was trying to be racist. And we get to a chase scene. And this chase scene was actually pretty easy. Again, just using web wings. But again, I gotta stop using the backwards dodge thing. But yeah, no. Chase scene was very simple to do. I managed to save a few instruments and then bring it back to the museum lady. Now back to Peter. It cuts actually to Mary Jane. Well, we're not going to watch that. Instead, we see Kraven with his kink, without any consent, inserting a thing inside of Dr. Connor, which turns into a lizard, and then he does the same to Peter. This guy's kink is very disgusting. I don't know what's his deal. But yeah, Peter almost dies. Then it becomes Venom. I'm kidding. He just gets the black suit. See what I did there? Look what I did with the suit change. Isn't that pretty cool? But yeah, we beat up some more bad guys. Peter pretends to wanting to give the suit back to Harry. The suit shows Peter that, hey, look, I saved your life, mate. And Peter decides to keep the suit because honestly, he doesn't really care much about Harry. He just wants to be a better Spider-Man. Now, we want to know more about this whole Kraven the Hunter thing after Peter got stabbed, and he wants to find out what happened. But we found out that there's in fact some weird fires happening around the city. The cops are not doing anything, and we find out that it's all about Kraven. Now we have to bring this guy to a stretcher without web swinging. Peter becomes a spy, and then he causes a mess. But feeds the tiger, at least that's one good deed. Finds out that Kraven has cancer, which is why Kraven has such a weird kink, I guess. Then gets caught, has to beat up some more bad guys, and then leave to go find Kraven at a church. Maybe he's praying like Eddie Brock because he wants God to kill Spider-Man. And then we fight a big bad guy. Somehow with the Venom suit, this guy can take it, which makes no sense, but I know it's just a video game. It is what it is. And Kraven starts to do it again with his mad kink of trying to insert things. We're like, nope, buddy, I did not consent to that. I'm just going to take the antidote and get out of there. And so we bring the antidote to the Emily May Foundation with Harry. And Kraven Hunters has followed us there, and they try to fight us. And because of that, they destroy the place. Harry's dad doesn't really care about it, and we cut back to Miles. And with that, I did not accidentally web swing. Let's do that again, where we just see the web wings. Now that's more like it. And we web wing our way to the next mission, which is another big mission that Insomniac was so excited to show us at the preview event. And that is their chase scenes. Instead of a web swinging race chase scene type thing, instead we got this one where we follow a bird in its slipstream with the web wings, and wow, that was so easy. After that, we crash to the cemetery so Miles can speak to his dead father, but unfortunately his dad does not use the Force, so he can't talk back to him. Now we cut back to Peter in the Lizard's house to find out more about what's going on with him and where he's hiding. He found out that he went there to try to find an antidote, and some bad guys showed up, so that we have to beat them up. And back to Miles, he has to do the unfortunate thing of ditching his crush to go and help out Peter and beat up some bad guys, and then make Genki become a robot. Peter shows up with a new suit.
New threads?
Miles says that was without looking at his suit, but they found the lizard. And now we have to get to the the second big chasing that I wanted to try out with just the web wings, because again, it is super overpowered. And I was like, during my first playthrough, I was wondering if it is possible to just do it with the web wings. And as you can see here, it definitely is. Just some dodging and hoping that you don't lose too much momentum, because I didn't have much of the abilities. I had to do some tricks to try and recharge my abilities, but that was tight. Luckily, the triangle prompt appeared at a good enough time so that I could actually do these scenes and not fall into the water. Now we switch back to Peter, and his part of the web winging thing using web wings was actually much more tough, because I did not start with a lot of momentum and it was hard, so I decided to aim for that train so I can maintain momentum, and Peter managed to do it and dies in the process. So now we switch to Toby, and Harry's sad that his friend has not died. Toby finds out more about the symbiote suit and also finds the lizard. Now we beat him up, chase him throughout the city for the third, and I think it's the final chase scene that I really wanted to test out with just the web wings. Now this one is actually the toughest. I took a wrong turn, and I thought I would lose the mission, but then I found out that the slower I go, the slower the lizard ran. So clearly Insomniac really wanted you to know that this game is not gonna punish you. There's no way you can lose while playing this game. So after this cutscene of almost getting the lizard and fighting through him in the side of a building, we chase him more around the city. Now, with this amount of destruction, I mean, this was there in Spider-Man Miles Morales, but yeah, some of the cut footage that we could potentially have with a Venom chase scene, that would have been pretty nice. But yeah, we didn't get that. We got this game instead. Still a pretty good game, but it was definitely some more potential in my opinion. This is not a rant about the quality of the game. Maybe I can make another video about that. I don't know. This is about the chase scene. And as you can see, again, the lizard is slowing down so that I can't lose him. I don't know why he's doing that, but we managed to do it. We managed to complete it. And now we have this whole cutscene thing where we chase the lizard up the building and dodge things and then smash with him through the ground while the Venom symbiote breaks our arm because it's mad at us. But after that, we managed to get the lizard to yield and insert the antidote. We found out about how Dr. Connors lost his arm. He wants to destroy the symbiote. Peter's not okay with that. He notices that the symbiote is actually taking over his mind, and now the suit looks different. Now the suit tucks Peter in. We do not play as MJ. Peter goes around and terrorizes the neighborhood, killing innocent people. We switch to Miles because Miles has to put a stop to it. So he fights some bad guys and gets put to sleep by Kraven because Kraven found a new somebody that he can exploit his kink on. And Peter tells Mary Jane to run, but she decides to tase him. So Peter, after the night, Peter wakes up at a bench being homeless and is pretty okay. He also finds out about how Mary Jane wrote a disgusting article about him. Now Harry, because of his depression, decides to, okay, let's not talk about that. But Peter is being mean because the symbiote is taking over and Mary Jane wants to try to tase him again. He goes to find Harry's dad. Harry's dad goes to hug him. At least there's somebody who loves him. But Harry's not too happy with that because he's like, nobody should love Peter. He took away the suit from me. And Peter is also being mean with Miles' mom. So he decides to just leave instead of letting her talk. Now we switch back to Miles in a cage because Kraven doesn't know where he should sleep. He finds out that he has to fight Lee and then says this stupid thing.
Jefferson Davis was a hero.
Now I don't know why his dad has the name of a president of a thing in America. You know, that guy. He saves Lee instead of killing him, then tells him to tell Peter so Peter can go save him. Peter wants to test out if Lee can be taken down right now in his current form, but no, he cannot. Man, Lee is actually quite powerful. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna come in quite handy at the end of the game. We switch back to Peter as he goes to find Miles inside of an abandoned place, kind of like castle thing. We fight Kraven. Unfortunately, Peter loses the fight, so the Venom symbiote takes over, and Kraven likes that because his kink. Miles says, "No, this kink is non-consensual. We need to stop it. It's sinful." So he tries to fight the Venom Peter. You tell him, you need to not turn into Kraven. Do not insert things inside of people without their consent. Peter decides to rip off the symbiote because he realizes the symbiote is actually kind of nasty, being black and all. He goes back to Oscorp Tower, finds Harry, and Harry says, "Bro, give me that black goo. I need that black slime," because Harry is now throwing out a tantrum like a little kid that has his toy taken away from him. Then we find out who Venom is going to be. Now, we kind of knew about that, like, not even halfway through the game, I realized who Venom was going to be. Now, I wish it was going to be Kraven, but hey, it is Harry. There's a reason why I would wish it was going to be Kraven, but whatever. Harry becomes Venom, we fight as Venom, and we get to finally give Kraven what he wanted this whole time. Kinky. The Venom symbiote decides to show Harry what he had in store for him, that he wanted to basically take over the world. And Harry's like, you know what, screw this heal the world type thing. Let's just take over the world. That seems nice. Now Peter decided to take a nap for some reason and waited until sunrise to wake up. I don't understand how he was knocked out for this long, but whatever. We fly our way to find out that Harry is taking over people now, and he's doing the thing that Peter did not want to do when he took off the suit, and that is touching people without their consent. We switch back to Miles because we need to put a stop to this. We need to stop Harry from, doing some regrettable things that, he cannot be forgiven for. We find out more about what he's doing, grabbing people and throwing them inside of his, well, let's not mention it. And then we find out one of the hearts inside that they, with the balls, and they are sensitive to sound. Harry finds MJ, and Peter finds out that Harry finds MJ. So we decide to web-wing our way back there, but Harry magically put a force field around the house. Luckily, we managed to break through that force field and come in to try and stop Harry, because again, this non-consensual thing is not a thing. He needs to put a stop to this. Harry's not very happy about that because he's not about consent. And Mary Jane has better spider sense than Peter, so then Harry decides to give her his 19 itches. But psych, that was a joke. Harry decides to just make her better than Spider-Man because she deserves the Spidey sense since she reacted faster than Peter. Sadly, the group is very sensitive to rain, but Mary Jane loves being Spider-Man and is just confused. We go and fight some more. Peter dies. Then we're inside of his brain. Miles cannot forgive Lee. We decide to fry Peter's brain. He becomes white, a white knight, white hero, and fights more bad guys. Now look at how dirty this city is. This is what happens when you do no side activity and you just want to go mission after mission after mission. But anyways, Venom grabs the rocks because he likes rocks, rock and roll. And Miles decides to get a new suit. Now, I don't know why I took this suit. I should have taken the other one without the red arms. But I'm going to swap it out after a while. And we get to the favorite scene that I love the most. I saw this on the internet at one point, but look at that. Very nice. If only you could do that with all the time. Harry decides to show Peter a vision of how the future could be with everybody getting Venom powers. Peter's not okay with that, so they devise a plan to put a stop to it. Mary Jane is now playing Mass Effect or something like that. We fight Peter and Harry inside of our school, destroy our school. A lot of students are not going to be happy about this, but a lot of students are going to be happy about this. The city's not going to be happy. It's going to cost them a lot of money. Harry grows wings. We destroy the Venom stuff. And we kill Harry, but Miles says, nah, mate, look at me. I got that magic touch. Father's not happy that his son is barely alive. And then he wants his son to get the G serum ready, but it's mainly for the dad to become the Green Goblin. At the end of the game, this is the suit that I should have taken from Miles, the Miles Morales original. But yeah, Miles is now our new Spider-Man. And that is basically the game. So yeah, it was totally possible. Oh yeah, right. The final chapter. I don't know if they're just going to make a third game or they're going to go for 4, but who knows, who cares. But yeah, that was the game, basically. It was pretty easy to do it with just the web wings. Now, maybe I might do this again as a live stream, something like that. That you can, in fact, complete this game with just using the web wings. Well, yeah, that is basically the end of the video. I don't know if I'll make more videos about that, but hey, I'll see you guys in the next one.